In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was more than a king. He was considered a living god, chosen by the sun god Ra to rule over men. His word was law, and his image was carved into stone across the land. No one dared to question him. Temples were built in his name. Slaves worked day and night to honor him. His crown symbolized both power and divinity. Pharaohs believed they would live forever, even after death inside. Tombs filled with treasures. But one pharaoh, the most arrogant of all, would soon face a prophet who challenged his throne and his claim to godhood. Pharaoh was afraid. He heard rumors that a child from the Israelites would rise and destroy his kingdom, so he ordered that every newborn Hebrew boy be killed. It was a time of fear and blood, but one brave mother decided to protect her son. She placed her baby in a small basket and let it float down the Nile River, praying for a miracle. That baby was Moses. The basket floated safely to the palace, where Pharaoh's own wife found it. She was moved by the crying child and convinced Pharaoh to let her raise the boy. Ironically, the man who ordered his death ended up feeding and sheltering the very child, who would one day stand against him. Pharaoh was afraid. He heard rumors that a child from the Israelites would rise and destroy his kingdom, so he ordered that every newborn Hebrew boy be killed. It was a time of fear and blood, but one brave mother decided to protect her son. She placed her baby in a small basket and let it float down the Nile River, praying for a miracle. That baby was Moses. The basket floated safely to the palace, where Pharaoh's own wife found it. She was moved by the crying child and convinced Pharaoh to let her raise the boy. Ironically, the man who ordered his death ended up feeding and sheltering the very child, who would one day stand against him. As Moses stepped closer to the burning bush, he heard a voice. It was not a voice of man, it was the voice of God. "Remove your sandals," it said, "for you are standing on holy ground." The voice revealed its mission. Moses was chosen to free the Israelites from Pharaoh's tyranny. Terrified and doubtful, Moses replied, "But I am no leader. I can't even speak well." But God assured him, "I will be with you." He gave Moses miracles to prove his message. His staff turned into a snake, and his hand became leprous, then healed again. With a heart still shaking, Moses accepted the call. He left the desert and began his journey back to Egypt, not as a prince, but as a prophet. Moses stood before Pharaoh and delivered the message of God, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh laughed. He saw Moses not as a prophet, but as a fool. So God sent a warning, not once, but 10 times. First, the river turned into blood. Fish died and the water stank. Then came frogs leaping into homes and beds. Next, swarms of lice and flies filled the skies. Livestock died. Boils broke out on the skin of every Egyptian. Hail rained down like fire. Then locusts devoured the crops. Darkness swallowed the land for 3 days. Still, Pharaoh refused. Until the final blow, the death of every firstborn in Egypt. That night, every Egyptian home echoed with screams. Only then did Pharaoh finally break. After the death of his son, Pharaoh was broken. He called Moses in the middle of the night and shouted, "Go! Take your people and leave Egypt." The Israelites packed quickly and fled. Thousands of them walked through the desert, following Moses, but Pharaoh changed his mind. Blinded by pride and rage, he sent his army, chariots, horses, and soldiers to chase them. The Israelites reached the Red Sea. In front of them, endless water. Behind them, the Egyptian army closing in. Panic set in, but Moses stood firm. He raised his staff and the sea began to split. Walls of water stood tall on both sides, and a dry path appeared. The Israelites crossed safely. When Pharaoh's army followed, the waters collapsed and swallowed them whole. Pharaoh was gone. His army drowned beneath the waves. But the story didn't end there. Thousands of years later, archaeologists discovered a perfectly preserved body in the sands of Egypt. It was a pharaoh, still intact, with skin, teeth, and hair. Some believe this was the same Pharaoh who defied Moses. The Quran mentions it clearly. "This day, we shall save your body so that you may be a sign for those who come after you." Scientists were amazed. How could a body survive for so long? Coincidence or divine proof? Today, the Pharaoh's mummy is displayed for the world to see, a silent reminder of what happens to those who claim to be gods and dare to challenge the truth.